Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Zephr, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm showing off this multiple moded team that I talked about in my last VGC video. I was using a hard trick room team then, and I said I had a better version of said team. This is that team. This team operates in two ways, and that's the best part about it. You can go at full speed, smash everything to death, and win your game, as simple as that, or you can play the mind games with your opponent, or you can play both. So yeah, this team can do it all, and it's very, very good. I would like to say that it is a harder team to learn to play, and that's because you need to learn how to play around certain matchups, and you need to bring the right Pokemon, because missing out on one little thing could cost you the game later down the road, and you'll realize that most of the time when you are playing with a team. And when you do make those mistakes, I did that. It took me a fair amount of time to actually get used to using this team, but now that I am, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's doing really well, and it's pretty unpredictable on your opponent's end. So without further ado, let's get into the team breakdown. Okay, so to start out the breakdown, we're going to actually talk about Flutter Mane again. It feels really weird recently because we don't usually talk about Flutter Mane. For the longest time, I was either running choice specs Flutter Mane with the same EV spread, or I was running bulky booster energy for special attack Flutter Mane, as a lot of people were. This Flutter Mane's actually kind of, it can do a lot of damage, but it's mainly there to support the other Pokemon here, like Yu. It's got Icy Wind, and if you don't know, Icy Wind hits both slots and knocks your opponent's speed tier down by 1, which is really, really good, considering this Flutter Mane is booster energy speed. There's not going to be anything that outspeeds this besides Iron Bundle under booster energy and your opponent having Tailwind, but that's where Icy Wind comes in, so that you can lower those speeds in Tailwind and actually end up outspeeding. It's also going to benefit all the other Pokemon on your team. I think Icy Wind on Flutter Mane is underrated, but I also think people have started to pick up on it, as I've seen a fair amount of it, so kudos. But yeah, this Flutter Mane is really interesting. It's really, really good to use on this sort of team where you're running two different modes, and it supports most of the Pokemon here. And especially in closed team sheets on ladder, people don't really know what to expect from Flutter Mane. It's got so many different sets that it's kind of unpredictable, and this just fills the gap on this team it needs to. It does what it needs to well, and it's super good. We've got Dazzling Gleam, because it's once again a main form of stab for Flutter Mane, 1.5 times damage, hits both slots. Shadow Ball, so you can deal with those other Flutter Manes, and Protect, because Protect is just always useful. We've kept Fairy Terror on this Flutter Mane because I know with Flutter Mane you really want to be outputting damage. I've seen people using Terra Water Flutter Mane because of Urshifu's Rapid Strikes, which is fair enough, but I just think Flutter Mane with speed wants to be hitting the field and either doing a lot of damage or hitting the field and de-speeding your opponent. So we've kept that Terra Fairy, and it also means that you live a Wicked Blow from an Urshifu Single Strike. So yeah, this Flutter Mane is really good. It suits this team well, and yeah, I'm enjoying it and having fun with it. Up next is Cresselia, and I don't really need to talk about Cresselia. It's the same Cresselia I used in my last video. This Cresselia is the premier Trick Room setter of this team. I think Cresselia is just the premier Trick Room setter overall at this point anyway. It's just so good. Lunar Blessing, Helping Hand, Trick Room, a variety of other moves, ridiculous bulk. Cresselia is just such a nuisance to your opponent. Whether it's setting up Trick Room or continuing to heal up Flutter Mane, Yu, Ursaluna, Iron Hand, give them longevity. Then you've got Terra Fairy for the exact same reasons as I said for Flutter Mane, but not for the damage, more so you can live those dark type attacks. And most of the time you will find if you lead with Cresselia and you see something that threatens it, you do just want to Terra Fairy it just to guarantee you get the Trick Room off, because that is, you know, if you're using the second side of this team, what you're going to want to be doing. We've got Safety Goggles, so Among Us can't spore Cresselia. It is kind of a mashup between Mental Herbs, Safety Goggles, and a couple other items, but I find Safety Goggles is more for, you know, when you set up the Trick Room, Among Us can have priority and is a pest to deal with, but this allows Cresselia to not have to worry about that. It's got Moonblast as its main form of stab under Terra when you do need to use it, and Moonblast is just a ridiculous move anyway. 95 base power fairy move, actually insane. Helping Hand to boost the damage of other Pokemon, whether that's Flutter Mane, Ursa, Iron Hand, whatever you need it to be at that time. Lunar Blessing, because as I said, it's just a stupid move. Heal all status conditions, no paralysis, no sleep, 25-30% healing. Actually broken. I don't know why this exists. And then Trick Room, because as I said, we are running a Trick Room mode in this team. So yeah, Cresselia just fills the gap in this. There are other Trick Room users I considered, but I just don't think anything really comes to the power of Cresselia. Next up we have Gyarados. I've talked about Gyarados a lot. I love it. I just think it's the best Intimidator in the format. It deals with Landorus if it's not terastallized. It deals a chunk of damage to all sorts of things in the meta. Fire Pokemon, ground being a really, really strong offensive type in right now, like Ursaluna on my team, for example. Then it's a really good support Pokemon as well. You know, you've got Thunder Wave, which is, we know all about Thunder Wave. Grimmsnarl was meta in Sword and Shield for a reason. You've got Taunt, so if your opponent's trying to, like, say, reverse the Trick Room, you can stop them from doing that. It also stops a lot of other tech that's in the meta game right now, so it's such a useful move in itself. And then Protect, because you can always play the mind game with your opponent with that. You can also use this Gyarados as a switch-in into Urshifu Rapid Strike, which is something that I have done a lot, considering it's running Rocky Helmet. If you don't know, Rocky Helmet does damage every time your opponent hits the Pokemon for physical, and obviously Surgeon Strikes hits 3 times. Gyarados is a water type, so it takes like maybe 15-20 damage from a Surgeon Strikes, but your opponent's Urshifu is going to take like 20-30% damage every single time, so it's actually really funny to just watch the bear kill itself, basically. Intimidate is just a great ability. Steel Terror for living Flutter Mane and such, and yeah, Gyarados also is a flying type, so it synergizes really well with Ursaluna. It doesn't get hit by those earthquakes, those ridiculously powerful earthquakes that Ursaluna pounds out, and it just supports it really, really well. So Gyarados is my favorite Intimidator. It's also a great support Pokemon, and I think it still just holds a really good place in the metagame right now. Okay, so the new kid on the block for this team is actually Chi-Yu, and this was a call from my friend Gentle. Shout out Gentle, I love you, man. Chi-Yu actually suits really well on this team. It suits in the metagame really well as it is. Flutter Mane and Chi-Yu have seen tons of play together, because obviously Chi-Yu lowers everything's special defense and Flutter Mane has ridiculous special attack, as well as Chi-Yu. They can take out things just by being on the field together. Heat Wave, Dazzling Gleam is ridiculously strong. But Chi-Yu lines up really well into a lot of the metagame right now. Rillaboom is a huge problem right now amongst other grass types, amongst steel types. Chi-Yu just hits a lot of things for stupid damage, even things that it's not very effective against. Like if you hit a Heat Wave into a fire type, because of Beads of Ruin, you're still going to do a ton of damage. The only thing it really struggles a little bit against is Heatran, but then Dark Pulse is there to allow you to deal with that. Ghost Terror, so that it can't be fake outed on turn 1 and you can play that game with your opponent. If they decide to fake you out, you can just Terra Ghost and still get damage off. Focus Sash, because Chi-Yu isn't the bulkiest thing in the world. It will take a couple hits, but if you hit it with something super effective, it will pretty much just die. So Focus Sash is there as the primary item. Dark Pulse is its main form of Dark Stab, because it hits for a ridiculous amount of damage because of Beads of Ruin and the stab, and it also has the chance to flinch. Heat Wave is a really oppressive double slot hitted move, 95 or 90 damage, I can't remember exactly, and it hits both your opponent's Pokemon. Nothing really wants to be taking Heat Waves from Chi-Yu. And then Overheat is there because it has 140 base power, and yes, it does lower Chi-Yu's special attack by 2 stages, but the idea when you use Overheat is to just murder whatever you're using it on and then switch the Pokemon out. So Chi-Yu is very good at doing that. Protect is there so that you can actually, you know, obviously protect your Pokemon when you need to, especially in an endgame scenario. And also Chi-Yu makes good bait to switching Gyarados in front of Urshifu to be able to, you know, Rocky Helmet it to death pretty much on its own. So Chi-Yu is really, really good. It's a welcome addition to this team. It's fast. It gets supported by Flutter Mane, Icy Wind, and yeah, it's great. I've been using it. It takes a bit of time to get used to using, but once you're used to using it, it's so good. So as most teams on VGC have right now, most have a bear. We have the big boy himself, Ursaluna. Ursaluna serves as the second way to play this team. Obviously, you can go really fast, as I've already said already, with Flutter Mane, Chi-Yu, Gary, and you can even make an argument to bring Ursaluna if your opponent has a Trick Room side to their team. But Ursaluna functions primarily as the Trick Room side of this team. I've already talked about it. It is ridiculous. It's a broken Pokemon. I don't think it should exist. Guts gives you a 50% boost when you take a status condition. Flame Orb gives Ursaluna a status condition, and then you've got Facade, which does basically 140 base power with that ability, plus the Guts boost, which is just madness. This thing can kill anything. It's ridiculous. You can fire Facades off at things and pretty much melt them down in one hit. You've got high horsepower if you just need to be able to single target if your opponent, say, got Wide Guard or you don't really feel like damaging the Pokemon that's next to your Ursaluna. You've got Earthquake for when you can synergize Ursaluna with Cress and Gary, as Gary's a flying type, as I mentioned before, and Cress has Levitate, so it doesn't get hit by moves that are ground-based. Protect is there so that you can get that boost off, or you can even play, once again, the game of switch my bear out, bring my big fish in to murder the Urshifu that commonly threatens this thing. But that's why you've got Water Terror as well, so that, you know, if you do see Rapid Strike Urshifu and you think you can take it out, you can Terra Water and just go for it. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this Pokemon. It's stupid, it's dumb, I love it. Your opponent probably absolutely hates to see it, but it fits. This team, you know, works really well because your opponent has to guess, like, and that's why it's called You Don't Know, because your opponent has to try and make a play before the game starts on taking their 4 Pokemon in before they even know what's happening. And depending on how you run the team, Flutter Mane, Yu can really succeed. Ursaluna, Iron Hands, Cress can really succeed. That's the benefit to playing this team. Your opponent really has no clue what you're going to do, and Ursaluna is that main damage causer in the Trick Room side of things. It also doesn't really have to worry about Among Us, because Flame Orb gives it the burn condition, and then your Among Us on your opponent's side of the field isn't sleeping it, and Ursaluna's probably murdered it at that point anyway. So yeah, Ursaluna is dummy strong. It's scary for a reason. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about it, to be honest. And finally, we've got the world champion himself. We've got Iron Hands. There's not a lot to say about Iron Hands, really. I've said it all before as well. Hits like a truck, sustainability with Drain Punch, can take out Flutter Mane in a single hit with Heavy Slam, Grass Terror so that you can synergize it even in Earthquake with Ursaluna, so it doesn't take half as much damage as most people would think it does with Grass Terror. It's really, really good. I've done that yesterday as well. It was really funny. Fake Out is just a prevalent move in the metagame anyway. I know more Giraffe is running around, like Girafarig, Riffragraff, but Fake Out is still really strong if your opponent doesn't have that. It also allows you to make game-winning plays. Drain Punch gives Iron Hands sustainability. Wild Charge is a ridiculously strong stab move for Iron Hands, and it deals with all the Water Terror / Water Pokemon running around in the format, as well as the odd flying types like Corviknight. And then, as I just said, Heavy Slam is a really good form of damage for Flutter Mane, because it kills it instantly. But it also deals a lot of damage to things like Among Us. Like, I'm pretty sure a Heavy Slam does like 30-40% to Among Us, which is actually crazy when you think about it. Assault Vest is there because Iron Hands is already super massively bulky in the HP and defense stat. You run it with max special defense and you run Assault Vest, and it's got that as well. So yeah, this Pokemon won Worlds for a reason. It can sit there and just cause your opponent absolute nuisance whenever it wants. It is a bit scared of, say, Landorus and Rillaboom because of U-Turn and things like GU if it's terastallized, and other fire types like Arcanine. But besides that, this Pokemon is dumb strong. You can switch it in, you can switch it out, you can play mind games with it. Yeah, it's so good. It fits into Trick Room, but it can also play at speed with Flutter Mane GU, and it just fits into any team. It just slots in really, really well, to be honest. And that is really about it for the team breakdown, guys. I think I described everything in the best way I possibly could. If I didn't say it already, this team is hard to use. It is going to take you a good amount of time learning with it to learn the matchups and know what to bring and what not to bring. It's not something you just pick up and like are instantly good with. If you are blessed, or you've been playing VGC a long time. But it does take time to learn how to play both modes, because, you know, most of the time you just want to be flying at your opponent with Flutter Mane GU. And that's the basis of most teams that have them. But this also has the Trick Room side, which you can use primarily too. And your opponent really has to worry about what you actually bring to a match. But then if you don't bring one certain Pokemon in like your lineup of 4, it can screw you over in the end. So you really need to just start learning how to play the team majorly. That's the biggest issue of the team, is learning how to play it. But once you've got that down, it is such a good team. It all slots super well together. All the Pokemon are there for a reason, and I've climbed to top 1,000 on the ladder with it now. So yeah, it's obviously good, and yeah, I hope you enjoy using it. The code is in the top corner as per usual. The Pokepaste will be in the description for all the EVs, IVs, natures, movesets, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, thank you very much. So if you're new around here, guys, subscribe to the channel, turn my post notifications on so you never miss me. Thank you so much for 600 subs. I can't believe it. The growth has been insane. I say this all the time, and I'm super and forever thankful for you guys. Leave a comment if you use the team and tell me what you like about it, what you don't like about it, what you think of it, all those sort of good things. Leave a like on the video, because that's the main form of support you can give me on the channel. It boosts me up into YouTube. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, guys. I'm Zephr. I always love to make videos, and I always love to chat to you guys. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Dun 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 dun. I ran out of Arcanine. Oh, I love Shiny Hisui and Arcanine. I need to hunt one so bad. It's so cool. Well, this turn's easy. We just Trick Room, and I'm kind of scared of Tita actually having a dark move though. What's it usually? Earthquake, Rock Slide. I think Terra Fairy is valid here. Terra Fairy. Yeah, Terra Fairy is absolutely valid here. So we go Terra Fairy, Trick Room, and we go Protective for first turn. I'm too scared of dark moves here. You've got Ting Lu, you've got Tyranitar sat in front of me, which could have Crunch, Assurance, any of it. Like, yeah. Goggles is going to save my Crest from taking any damage, and my Ursaluna's not going to take any damage anyway, so. Big Bear is strong, tough, scary. This is the only cringe thing, is Rock Slide spam from both these mons. 20% critical spam is not good for us. That's huge damage. Crunch, I knew that would happen. And that is why I Terra Fairy'd. Oh! That is disgusting. However, it does allow me to know that I don't think either of these Mon is particularly invested in attacking my Ursaluna. So, Tyranitar usually carries low kick though, doesn't it? This is a really scary turn. Maybe I don't Trick Room. Maybe I Luna Blessing and bring Gary in here, yes. No, Rock Slide is super strong into that. Chi doesn't want to take that either. I really don't have a good move. I have to Trick Room and I either have to Protect again or I have to EQ. I'm going to go for the Protect. This will come down to a Protect turn now. Oh my god, Arcanine's leaving. Okay, that's huge. Just coming in. Scizor. Okay. Right, that is to absolutely counter the hell out of my Cress. Tyranitar go Terra Flying. I can still just Facade that though, for sure. Terra Flying, yeah, expected. Gen 9's VGC scene is so interesting, and like, I'll be really sad when it doesn't exist anymore. They should just keep terrestrializing forever. What do we miss here? Cress, Cress, Cress. Oh my god, yes, huge. Right, Ursaluna does not care about Rock Slide. Cress is going to get Trick Room off here, and now we're going to switch out into Gary, I personally feel. I feel that's the best decision we can make. To start with, we're going to Facade the living... Oh, I want to bring Chi Yu in here, though. Or do I? Yeah, I feel like I do. I feel like I actually have... No, we're going to bring Gary in here, even if he takes some chunk here, and we're going to Facade into this Tyranitar. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wants to get hit by a Facade anyway. Like, even his... Yeah, Arcanine... Yeah, it's gonna take it, but it doesn't want to take it, you know what I mean? So, Gyarados is actually a really strong swap here as well, because Rock Slide from Arcanine, yes, is strong, but I'm going to be able to get Waterfalls off, and he's going to be super terrified of that, so... I think it's so interesting that Scizor is part of the metagame as well. Like, not a huge part of it, but is in there, you know? It's never really seen any play in the time I've been playing VGC, but it's a really cool Pokemon, and it does absolute bits to most of the metagame right now, you know? And Fairy Terror, so... Rocky Helmet damage is huge. Life Orb, okay, that probably would have... Okay, that would have been horrible. Okay, that's fine. And the beautiful thing here is that my Ursaluna is under Trick Room, so we can actually just EQ here. Like, you've already terrestrialized your thingy, so... Am I going to double into this Scizor this turn? No, you know what? I don't think I am. I think I'm going to... actually... Yes, I am. And we're going to go... EQ here. No. Rethink this turn. We're going to go Waterfall here, and we're going to go... Earthquake here, because we could potentially hit 2 targets, rather. Yes. I knew you'd take out Arcanine, that's why I double targeted. So... Ting-Lu! Okay, well, Ting-Lu doesn't want to take in... Actually, Ting-Lu's ground. Ting-Lu's not going to care too much about this, right? The main thing I want to get rid of is that Scizor. Like, that Scizor threatens my Cresselia so much. Oh my god, the crit coming through. Popping the berry already. That's huge. Lovely. We'd really like to see that. Scizor taking a close combat to my Ursaluna, though. Yep, there we go. But we take that! Oh my god, the Intimidate. Does that Scizor die to a Waterfall now? Oh, we Waterfall Ting-Lu, didn't we? Of course we did, I totally forgot. Alright, Bullet Punch is going into my Ursaluna this turn. So, this turn we are going... Waterfall into you, and I think I have to bring... How many turns left on Trick Room here? 2. Okay, right. If I can take out Scizor this turn, then we're fine, and I can get another last turn, because you don't have any more priority, do you? Oh, you have E-Speed Arcanine, actually, so this turn we are going to take out this boy, because he threatens my Cress enough, and we're going to bring in Cresselia on the right, yes. Playing hard TR slash, like, slight TR is all about making sure the right Pokemon are on the field at the right time, so... Oh, we're getting rid of the Scizor, so are we bringing in Arcanine in, or T-Tar? Arcanine. Arcanine does not want to take a Waterfall, I tell you that. Even on an Intimidate, like, 4 times effective? No, Arcanine is not having that. Maybe he thought I'd, like, want to take out his Ting-Lu, but I just don't care about it. And plus, that swap was just perfect, so... Goodbye, Arcanine. No more intimidating, sir. The Tyranitar has been a really weird bring so far because it's not really done a lot. Like, Sizzle comes back in now. He's going to want a Bullet Punch. Don't really have a lot for him not to hit, so I think this might mean that I might have to, I think in the longevity of things, I think the TR side of this team is over now. So I think I can quite happily sacrifice that, and I can Lunar Blessing. No, do I help in hand? Just in case? I don't know how bulky this thing is, so... and last turn of TR, isn't it? Yeah, right, so... No, you know what? I'm going to Lunar Blessing here, because next turn I have priority here, and we're fine. That's not going to do enough. That's Lush. Tinglu's going to go next though, right? Ruination's my Gyarados. Correct play. I had to take the risk on the roll there to be able to do this. And from doing this now, my Cress is back, my Gyarados doesn't really care about the Ruination either. Waterfall goes through, the Skizzle goes down, and we are good to go. Tinglu gets shredded by my Gyarados. Trick Room expires this turn, so that's not even a problem. Cresselia is kind of just here now. I'm going to Thunder Wave this Tyranitar and get it lowered so that, you know, it's not as threatening and every turn is a 50-50. And then I'm just going to Waterfall flinch it to death. Like, Moonblast here. Yeah, I feel like Moonblasting here is substantial. Actually, no, I want to keep my Gary around as long as possible just because he can just whittle these Pokemon down right now. And then nothing's really an issue for Chi to come in and just click Heat Wave and win the game. Lunar Blessing is huge. The fact that my Cress is faster than both of these Pokemon is ridiculous. Ruination. Definitely Rock Slides with T-Tar. I wouldn't be surprised if T-Tar is Choice Banded, to be honest. Gyarados avoids the attack. That's the one Pokemon I wanted to. Cress doesn't really care. Now we just Waterfall flinch the Tyranitar slash. We just do this. We just Lunar Blessing and Waterfall, and that continuously. And we might even win the game without having to bring them back out. Tinglu's protecting for literally no reason. I couldn't care about the Tinglu. It's not doing anything for my opponent, so it's not my target. This T-Tar is my target. Lunar Blessing goes through. The problem is I don't know the damage numbers on a Rock Slide into my Gyarados right now, so... There we go. Lovely. This is what we want to see. This turn, I think we actually will take out the Tinglu because we can, because he has to 50-50 double protect. And we'll Helping Hand that. No, we're just going to Lunar Blessing again. This is why Cresselia is so dumb. Cresselia used Lunar Blessing. Gyarados did not care about anything. Like, mental, honestly. Oh, he's after my Crest now. Oh, he's sick of my Lunar Blessings. T-Tar couldn't move. Oh, no. We're locked. We're so locked in right now. Gyarados is on another level right now. Now we're going to start Helping Handing because we don't really care about anything else. The battle was cancelled. My opponent just couldn't hack it. GG's, Soldier. GG's. 2D player. Angie. Big Angie. Right, that is actually a really strong start. And I think the reason that's a really strong start is because I can just straight up Dark Pulse here and I'm going to Wild Charge there. I think that's the best decision I have. If you go Terra Water, I'll take you out. And if you stay, I'll take you out. And if not, I get 3 damage. Depends if that Grimmsnarl has Fake Out or not though. I don't think it will. Most Grimmsnarls are like Reflect, Light Screen, Spirit Break, Thunder Wave, like that. It's primarily it. Neither of my mon are going to take a Thunder Wave here, so yeah, I could have seen this happening for sure. Terra Water or Terra Steel? Terra Water, right. That Dengo is going to the card graveyard. No matter what, you're getting hit by special and physical, so that was a hella good read there. Oh, that's the wrong play, my boy. Very sorry for what's about to happen. Boop. That is still a ridiculous amount of damage. Shadow Ball, I mean, okay. That was a lot of damage. Is that like choice effect? It has to be, right? That doesn't matter now. Oh my god. Jesus. Hans was just like, no. That was a really good read on my part. My opponent's going to be absolutely devastated with that because that's a lot of damage just took off the field straight away. Following up with Hans? Yeah, right, this is fine. We're actually super okay with this. Right, so now, really, we want to deal with this. Maybe Terra Ghost is the option here, right? Terra Ghost and Heat Wave, I think, is a formidable idea here. And Terra Ghost mainly because of Drain Punch, right? So if we go... I feel like Overheat is probably a good... What's the last one going to be? It's got to be T-Tar or Gary, right? There's no way you bring Corv to this. So we're going to go Overheat here on Ghost, and we're also going to Drain Punch. This Grimmsnarl is literally just kind of setting up screens right now, and I can kind of out-damage the screens, I personally feel. Like, if I can get this Overheat off, this hand's going to take formidable damage, even if it is Assault Vest. We're not getting Fake Out on this side now, so we just need to hope that the Overheat actually connects. The Drain Punch will go through, although it depends if you Fake Out my hands or not, really. Deflect. Oh, we're not even seeing a Fake Out here. Okay, that's fine. Very good damage. Drain Punch? Thunder Punch, okay. Right, that was a good read on my opponent's part. We both made super good reads right now. Not a ton of damage. That's okay. I'm quite happily switching to Crest now, I feel, funnily enough. But let's go Cresselia. Let's just keep Drain Punching. Do I want to Drain Punch the Snarl now? No, I feel like just whittling down this Iron Hand is probably the best bet. Do I want to make a Giga Chad read here? I feel like I do. I feel like I Drain Punch. Because you'd be scared to switch Gary in, right? Let's go. Obviously, I'm removing my Chi-Yu here because I value my Chi-Yu. And Cresselia is going to take a Thunder Punch here very, very well. Or a Drain Punch. Well, it's not going to Drain Punch, is it? Yeah, there we go. Lovely. So it's got Sucker Punch. This Grimmsnarl actually has Sucker Punch because they don't usually carry, so to speak. So this is fine. We're just trading Drain Punches. I'm pretty sure I lose my Iron Hands next turn. But that's okay. Really, we want to get rid of the Grimmsnarl before anything, but we set up the Trick Room here, and we're just going to keep Drain Punching, really. Like, he probably Spirit Breaks my Iron Hands this turn. Thunder Wave, that's fine. We can always just Lunar Blessing through that. Ursaluna's not going to even receive anything from that, so that's huge. Drain Punch. I'm actually super okay with this. I just need to see my Cresselia actually come through here. We've just been trading chip damage, really, so which is okay. See, Terror in my Ursaluna. Oh, see, that's actually a massive L. Chi-Yu's not safe to come back to the field while there's a Sucker Punch on the field. It all comes down to breaking through this paralysis for real now. Like, that paralysis, that side power is actually huge for my opponent. Right, Trick Room, Protect. This is the most B-Tech obvious play ever, but I reckon Gyarados will come in now. Alright, as I said, this is obvious. I wouldn't be surprised to see Crest take 2 hits here. Oh no, we're just Sucker Punching. Okay, that's fine. Oh, he doubled into my Ursa. That's because he's got no damage for my Crest, right? So, finally. Right, now, the game is ours. We just hit EQ this turn, for real. Do you know what? We don't even heal Crest here. We go for the Helping Hand EQ, because that's the best play we have right now, really. Hand is leaving. This will be Gary then, right? This should be Gary. I knew it'd be Gary. I think the idea here is that you can bring Hands back out, and Hands can then Fake Out and Gary can Waterfall, but we're just not going to allow that to happen. Enough punch, not enough damage. EQ goes off. Everything on the field besides Grimmsnarl is not going to be affected by this. And then we just Protect next turn. Lunar Blessing. Grimmsnarl takes that. That's actually crazy. But this turn we go after Gyarados here. So, right, let's go Lunar Blessing and Facade into the Gary. Yeah, Protect. No. Well, actually, maybe still. Not entirely sure. Maybe he thinks I'll Protect this turn. Pokemon's such a mind game. Yeah, he does. Right, here we go. How did my Cress's Lunar Blessing go first? That's very weird. Why did that happen? I'd like to know why that just happened. My Crest is not faster than my Ursaluna, so why did that just happen? Someone explain. Why is there a Life Orb Gyarados? What's happening? Right, we have to do this again. I don't want to do this, but we have to do this. It's the only way. We need to get a Facade boost onto that Gary. That first Facade did no damage at all. Different Gary. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Oh, he's just after my Ursaluna here. I'm sure I've still got a turn of Trick Room. I really don't like this. I think I have to make an end gameplay right now. I have to go after this Gyarados. I have to Moonblast the hands here. How much damage does this do to the screen? Oh my god, just not enough. Thunder Punch. I'm going to lose my Ursaluna here. That paralysis is actually huge for my opponent. Ugh. That's not enough damage. It might be enough damage. Ursaluna goes down here. That's the trade-out I have to take. However, this puts me in a really good position. Oh my god. Hold the heck up. This leaves me really well off. I have to take Gary out this turn. I'm trying to think about my sequence in here. I have to take Gary out, because it might be fastest. With Cress. I have to Dark Pulse. Actually, can I just Heat Wave? It comes down to the speed stats here, right? This Gyarados seems to be really bulky, but it doesn't seem to be speedy. I don't know if it outspeeds or not. So we're going to have to take a risk on the Heat Wave, really. I could have probably Luna Blessinged here, but... Oh my god, he removes the Gyarados. Okay, well it comes down to the damage from the Heat Wave now. Does this take out hands? Oh my god, that's huge. That's so big. And then the Moonblast comes through into the Grimmsnarl. And then it should just be Gary, and then we should just be able to win. Oh my god, the sequencing. That was very stressful. Now it's just Gyarados. Gyarados has 1 HP, so as soon as it lands an attack, it just loses. I wouldn't do that. But now you just lose no matter, as long as my Crest doesn't get powered. And even if it does, we just click this button this turn, and we just do this. Can't double kill. There we go. W. Oh! That was a very strong battle.
Saves hundreds of lives.
Mm-hmm.